There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. It would not be one of my streams without something going a little wonky at the beginning with my audio. I'm back. It's been a while. I'm excited to start this again. Y'all can hear me okay, right? This did. I do live, surprisingly. That last semester almost took me out, but it didn't. I survived. And now, we're gonna play Pokemon for as long as it keeps my attention. Do I remember the controls? No. Do I remember what we were doing? No. But it's fine. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad I made it too. The one thing I don't have with me for this stream is I don't have which routes I have Pokemon from. So I'm going to assume every route that I've touched so far, we've tried to catch a Pokemon and either we've succeeded or we haven't. That's the assumption we're going to go off right now. It would help if my headphones were actually on the correct way and not backwards. That feels a lot better. That's the second time I've done that today. Yeah, we're just gonna assume that we're gonna go. I think right now we're training for the third gym. What are my okay. This way. Okay, there we go. Let's see. We last played on February 3rd. Man, it has been a while. It has basically been the entire semester, hasn't it? Ooh, my goal is to not let this semester do the same thing to me. So, that's my goal. I'm hoping to stream again on Tuesday because Honkai Star Rail is coming out. But yeah, so my goal is to not let this semester, what happened last semester, happen again. But anyway, let's see. So we started at Floroma Town. We arrived to Eterna City. Beat Eterna City's Gardenia. Beat Lindsay in Eterna City. Okay, so we beat a lot of people in Eterna City. Okay, no, that was... Okay. We're still in Eterna City. I thought we were somewhere else. Let's see, who... Let's check up on our Pokemon, shall we? Because the only one I can only remember Flora and Sora. Of course, we love Sora. Sora's our Giratina Slayer. And then we have Hello. Who has Cut, and then Elle, of course, who has Rock Smash. That's right. Okay, I think that's what happened, is we came all the way to Eterna... No, we were still in Eterna City because we needed to learn Cut. Because we haven't... Let me check. Because I was thinking that we'd already made it to the next town for some reason. It has been a while though, let's see. Okay, for some reason I was thinking we had made it to Hearthome City, but I guess we haven't. That's fine, that works for me. There's something in here should tell me what we need to do next, right? Okay, we're starting from Eterna City. That's all it's gonna tell me. Got it. Well, let's check and see if we've... This should be, what, Team Galactic? Let's see if we've gotten to it. Nope. Okay. Let's go in here. We might not have done this. We haven't. Okay, here we go. Right into a battle. We're just gonna go for it. Right into a Team Galactic battle. This is where we fight Team Jupiter, or we fight Galactic Jupiter here at the top, right? Because Mars was the wind plant, I think. I don't know. We're just gonna wing it. We'll figure it out as we go. After all, we're just gonna be doing just a ton of grinding later anyway, because I don't want to be too underleveled for anything. Mr. Mime and Tyrannosaur. Okay. Why are those two the ones that... Oh, I should have messed with my Pokemon order. I expected Sora to come out. Okay, we'll work with what we've got. Are either of these... Okay, both of these are both solo. I'm a little more afraid of the Mr. Mime right now. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna try to confuse him. And then let's try and just put the Tyrannosaur to sleep. To be honest, I'm afraid, and I'm terrified of both of them. But, I'm afraid of Tyrannosaur hitting me hard, and I'm afraid of what Mr. Mime can do, because Mr. Mime has, like, can, like, hidden... Ooh. Ooh, yeah, we're taking out Mr. Mime. Big... Oh, come on, hello. Really? Okay. We're gonna risk Hello being able to take one more hit if possible, and we're gonna just try and take out Mr. Mime. And then we're just gonna use Cut because that should have an increased effect of hitting, I think. Man, we're one battle in and the game's already forcing me to think. Oh, that's not as effective as I wanted it to be, though. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hello's getting switched out. Hello is getting switched out. Yeah, Hello's not effective right now. Okay, that states Center in Florida. That's fine, because it's not very effective. Oh, come on. As long as the sandstorm doesn't take out Hello, we'll be okay, and I'll be able to switch him out. Okay, we're fine. Now we're gonna bring out Sora. Oh, I did the wrong. I'm trying to switch out Flora instead of Hello. Ooh, that's my bad. Hello, welcome in. Oh, you're good. Sometimes the emotes don't like to work. But yes, a randomized Nuzlocke. I haven't played this in like 3 months. It shows. But it's fine. We're having fun. I still can't believe I wanted to keep Flora out and I wasn't thinking. It's fine. You care for your team. I know. I feel that. We care for our team here. If we ever lose Sora, we are just redoing the Nuzlocke. Or I'm just like going to coincidentally let this my emulator crash. The only reason why I got into it was I watched Jaden Animations, all of her animations for the Nuzlocks she had been doing with her friends, like the Soul Link and just her own. And I was like, you know what, that sounds like fun. I want to do a randomized Nuzlocke because I have never fully completed a Pokemon game. Why not let me, who never gets anybody but my favorite Pokemon and doesn't care about skill? Why shouldn't I do it? I do. I actually meant to rewatch the videos to get me rehyped for this. But I didn't. So it's fine. I really want to get that Mr. Mime out of here, so. Thank you. Do Rock Smash. There we go. Okay, there we go. Mr. Mime is out of the picture. Good. I was right to be afraid of the Mr. Mime. Oh. Hello wants to learn Acid. Okay, let's see. Acid. The first attack to the spray of harsh acid. It may also lower the target's defense stat. 100% accuracy. That could be pretty good. 75. No, you need to remember to cut. Not what I meant to do. We're gonna try and be smart about this. I think we should learn acid. But the question is which. I think we're gonna forget sleep powder because it has the least accuracy. And when I want to use it, I can just use like wrap or something instead. Okay. Actually, Rock Smash isn't... Oh! I was about to say, I didn't think Rock Smash was going to be very effective, but I guess it is. Okay. I thought Trianator might have... defended... No! What? Oh no! Not L! Oh my gosh, no! Oh man, I don't know how to process that. Well, here's one way that we slightly process it. Oh no. Alright, well we gotta bring that back in. We gotta bring Flora out, I guess. I mean, I have to live with it. I was not thinking about anything. If we lose this battle completely though, we're changing games. I don't know what we're changing it to, but we're gonna be changing games. Because if I lose the entire team, I don't think I can keep going tonight. These grunts really are stacked. I don't get it. Ooh, nice going, Sora. We love our Giratina Slayer. Okay. Man, I just can't believe we lost Elle. I'm gonna keep her on the team for right now, just because I need Rock Smash. But oh, come on. But I honestly don't know how we're gonna make it to Victory Road. Just given my track record of actually being able to keep even some of my Pokemon alive. No, we're not gonna risk it. No, not wanting to work. Dang it. Oh, I forgot to check who actually had their thing hit and who had it not. Oh well. I'm gonna need to give Flora a potion. Yeah. Skircupie. Oh, this dude, he just looks like he's wearing some weird sunglasses. Okay, we're just gonna wing attack, because that usually does pretty good, and then you need a potion. And now you're out of the red. I was hoping that would get you just barely to green, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's great. Because we have Sora. Sora is going to carry us to Victory Road. And now that this battle is done, it's time to run to the Pokemon Center. Because they were stacked for no reason. Thought I heard my dog. I did not, though. It's fine. Doo-doo-doo. Can I get out the door? Yes, we're gonna rest our Pokemon. And while we're doing that, I'm going to write a little note for myself just to keep right here to remind myself to not use L in battle because L has died. Once we catch another Pokemon, we are going to teach them Rock Smash so that we can put L to rest in the PC. Alright, let's hope the other Galactic Grunts are not as stacked as these two were. We're just not gonna talk to, just don't talk to them. You're gonna fight me, aren't you? I can't get around you. Yeah, you're gonna fight me. Okay. Why, thank you. Okay. Who you got? Who are we fighting? Got 3 Pokemon. Okay. Confusion should work, right? It does not work! Okay! Razor Leaf shouldn't be that effective against us, right? Okay. I'm learning. I'm learning. Ooh, that was good. Okay, bug type effective against this guy. You're doing great so far. I say that as if we didn't just lose L. That's gonna haunt me this entire stream. Ninetales. Okay. That's fine. This is fine. It's okay. Confusion. Okay, that wasn't effective as I wanted it to be. Oh no. Oh. Never mind. Oh, never mind. Ooh. One more hit and next round we are switching out with Sora. It only hit once? Okay, it's time for Sora. Yeah, nope, we're not risking it. We've already lost L. We are not risking it. No, I did see a speed run I thought I could actually do. Because I usually don't try speed runs myself because I always play it for fun, and when it comes to like the little like niches and like the little movements that you have to do in order to get like a glitch to work just right, I'm always very bad at getting it. But the speedrun was Astral Spiff had found somebody else had done, and a lot of people have done it since. It's playing FNAF Ultimate Custom Night, but the goal is to get, once you get a jump scare from the person, you take them off. So the goal is you start with everybody, and you eventually end with nobody. You just have to get the jump scares as fast as you can, essentially. That seems like just a fun little speedrun to do one day. Yeah, I found it really interesting. It was actually a pretty good video, and I found it a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be. Maybe I'll save that for like October or something, for just a fun stream that still kind of fits the spooky-ish vibes. What the heck is this thing? Alright, sorry, that looks enough like a guillotine. Take him out. Woo! Okay, that was rude, but it's fine. Okay, that fight went a lot better than our first fight went. That went so much better. I think we can go on to the next battle and be fine. No, I need to get Flora up to full health. We're gonna go back to the Pokemon Center. Okay. I did see an item like back there, but I don't know how to get to it right now. So we're gonna get Flora back up to full health. Sora would have been fine. Oh yeah, because Flora's burned too. When the Ninetales cast burned, it really scared me because I thought Flora might have gotten 1 KO because fire. But then I was really surprised when it didn't take off that much health, and then it applied the burn status effect, and then that scared me again. But it's fine. We're not gonna lose any more Pokemon this stream. Okay, who's this guy? Please don't fight me. You're gonna fight me. Oh, dang it. Okay. You look creepy. Alright, Scientist Trayvon. Houndour. Houndour! How did this guy get a Houndour? I want a Houndour. He's adorable. When in doubt, use confusion doesn't work. Okay. We're fine. Oh, look at him using Roar! Oh, thank goodness it dragged out Sora. I didn't know what I was gonna do if it dragged out L. We were gonna have to use up another, another one of our turns to switch her out. Alright, bye puppy! Bye-bye. Okay, that was fine. See, I'll take fights like that. I like those kinds of fights. Okay, yeah, it's Jupiter. Baneri and Clifford. Okay. Did you want something? How silly of me to even ask you want to free the Pokemon. That's gonna happen. Alright. Commander Jupiter. Graveler. Okay. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be fine. But if they're level 18, we're definitely gonna have to do a bit of grinding before the Hearthome City gym. Probably what? Level 26, 27 should be a good level for them? Without us being too over-leveled? We'll aim for that. Oh no. What games do you guys want to see me stream today? What? How did we lose Flora? Flora was our starter! No! We were so close to finishing that too. No. I don't even know how to process losing Sora. Like losing Flora. Like losing Elle was one thing. But we're gonna be heading over to the next gym with only 2 Pokemon. I know Wing Attack isn't doing that much damage, but I don't think Tackle would do that much damage either. That was very lucky. I was honestly at that point I was just waiting for Bide to just yeah. Wow. I can't believe we lost. In the wild the battle ends. I don't think we need Whirlwind. Yeah. Talking about becoming the ruler of Sinnoh, researching legendary Pokemon, yada yada. Exposition, I know. Oh, that's right, that's how we get the bike. I am so sad. So now our only Pokemon are Sora and Hello. Cheer for those who have fallen, yes. Sora will avenge them all. Okay, we have to keep Elle on us. Let's go ahead and do some minor healing while we're here. Okay, I want to... Sora's gonna be the one that comes out first. Yeah, so we're gonna switch those two. We only have Sora and Hello right now. That means you're coming in. Let me actually hit the right buttons that I plan on hitting. Okay, we have quite a few Pokeballs. We're good. Alright, let's go to the cycling shop. Can we get the bicycle now, or... Ah. Not, I didn't mean to start talking to you again. Okay, now I need to... bicycle I need to register. Okay, and then bicycling road is what, south of here, right? Ugh, you're gonna make me go get an explorer kit. So let's see. Where are we headed next? Oh no, we need to go this way towards Mount Cornet. Oh, I was going the wrong way anyway. Nope. We gotta go up one more. Past the Statue of Dialga. Route 211. Have we caught Pokemon here on Route 211? I really wish I could remember what I did with that journal that I had written everything in. I clean and everything goes crazy. Okay. And apparently, so do I. Well, let's see which Pokemon appear. Oh, let me take this anew. Time for battle. Good for you. Now, what Pokemon do you have? Butterfree. Okay, not bad. We can deal with Butterfree. I am so terrified of every trainer we come across now of what Pokemon they're gonna have. And that it could end our run. That's not what I wanted to hit! I mean, Quick Attack's fine, I guess. Quick Attack's great, I guess. And she's asleep. That was kind of rude of the Butterfree, not gonna lie. I'm trying to stay hydrated. We're just gonna wait for Sora to wake up. There we go! Atta girl. Oh, wait, no. Not what I wanted to do. Herberge, isn't that the... Yep, no, that's the sardine-looking fish thing. Wink attack. Okay. See, if we have more battles like that, we'll be fine. Oh, look at Elle, who never got a chance. Oh, I'm gonna have to fight you in order to get to that item, aren't I? Yeah. Okay. It's worth it for the item, that's what I'm telling myself. It better be like a potion or something. Alright, what does Birdkeeper Alexandra have for us? Meganium, okay. You could get the cave encounter if you didn't beat that dude before. Oh, did it? Wait, what? That's not the Pokemon I thought it was. Happy Flower Dinosaur. Okay, not as scary as I thought. I'm sorry, I got distracted. that was a quick distraction for me. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going for that. So I'm gonna assume I got the outside the cave, possibly, because I don't know. But we're gonna go on the assumption that I didn't get the cave, the inside the cave, so yeah. And so because of that, these are the only two I should be fighting before our cave encounter, so we're gonna switch out with Hello. Because Hello is weaker than Sora. And hopefully should not 1 KO whoever we find. Alright, let's do this. Oh. Am I not? Oh! Okay, Clefairy's not bad. Let's use Wrap. Wrap's probably... Oh my gosh, you had an 85% chance of actually hitting that. And Hello still missed with the Encore. I'm trying to be very careful because you're right. Clefairy could be really good, and we really need another Pokemon. Okay, there we go. Oh, and those double slap. Okay. That's decent. Because I'm pretty sure double slap's what killed Mario. Okay, we're gonna heal next. I need to go get some more potions. I thought Wrap just stayed on there. Okay, I think I'm remembering Wrap wrong, so I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have healed. My bad. And... Okay. Well, while Hello's asleep, we'll try and catch Clefairy, shall we? I mean, his health is kind of high, but I mean, we're just waiting for Hello to wake up, so yeah, we need to use Wrap again. That's definitely not gonna get us anywhere. Alright, wake up, Hello. Hello's gonna take forever to wake up, isn't he? There we go. We're gonna try one more. And then we're gonna try Pokeball. There we go. Yo! And we have Clefairy! Alright, now, what do we name our Clefairy? What's to name him? What to name him? Because we're immediately going to have to go and grind up levels so that Clefairy doesn't die. But... I'm half tempted to name Clefairy... I don't know, Piglet? I'm looking at like a thing of Anya from Spy Family on my thing, but I'm like, I don't know if Anya would fit. Names. I'm bad at names. No, let's screw it. We're just gonna name Clefairy Fairy. We're gonna be a super original. Super original here. Clefairy is not fairy. And now... we go to heal. And that means we should be giving Rock Smash to Fairy so we can put L in the PC. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, what does Fairy have? Okay, let's do this the way that it wants me to. Oh, okay. What moves does Fairy know? Encore, Sing, Double Slap, and Defense Curl. I feel like Encore is a move that could be really beneficial in certain situations, so I don't want to get rid of it. I think we'll get rid of Sing, because Sing only has a 55% accuracy. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Ooh. Text message. Respond and go back. Alright. Let's put L in the PC. And go and start training Fairy. Let's take it. That's what I was about to check, but let's take a look at who we've lost so far. Mario, Serenity who really didn't have a chance. Oh, my poor Starlight, and Flora, and Elle. We'll keep going for them. Alright, anyway, let's go see what Fairy's holding, because I am also very curious. I tried to check, and then I got distracted trying to teach him the HM. Item, Alopa Berry. Lonely nature, oh. Well, we'll just let Fairy keep holding on to that. I guess we do have to go see the guy next door because magic art is nice. I was seeing that. I just saw that. Yeah, so we tried to go through more Mount Cornet. And yeah, we're not going to be able to do that because we can't move anything right now. So that means we need to go down Route 206 through the bike route to get to 207. Which I know we've caught someone on Route 207, but we haven't caught anybody on 206. So we have to do that because our next place is Hearthhome City. To do that means we have to go see the guy next door. Alright, give me the Explorer's Kit so they'll let me on bike on the cyclist road. Sure. We'll come back and we'll do his test later. Now that we've done that, will this person let me on Cyclist Road? They will! Oh wait, no, I wanted to... Hang on, I say that we need to train Fairy first. Fairy is only level 13. We need to get him up 10 levels. So let's go do that like just right over here, near Mount Cornet. Ladybug. Alright, Fairy. Oh, they're... okay. Never mind, I'm not risking that again. Just use Rock Smash. Okay, that was not as terrible as I thought it was gonna be. What? Oh, this is gonna be a long fight. Okay. Well, we're just gonna hope, double slap hits. Oh, nice. That's some nice damage I like to see. There we go. Fairy is gonna be a great addition to the team. Alright, we're gonna be here a while. Fairy's gotta grow 10 levels. Make sure you're hydrating. Let's see how long this training's gonna take us. I wish we could just go into like a training montage for like 30 seconds and Fairy would be level 23. That did like no damage, Fairy. What the heck? Okay, use Rock Smash then. I need to actually pay attention to what's going on. That wasn't good. Oh, what is up with these not really doing anything? Okay, defense curl. Kind of wish I want to use Encore now. Never mind, that was a bad idea. We're just gonna run. We're just gonna run. I just screwed myself over. We're gone, fairy. What do you mean can't escape? I'm not freaking losing fairy. At least I can switch him out. Okay. Alright, Sora in this fight for us. Alright, let's go heal Fairy. And, then continue our training montage. But first, we're gonna learn to remember to switch out the Pokemon so we don't send somebody out who's almost dead. The dog needs to go out. Hang on, let me text my brother to take the dog out. See if he can. Yeah, our backyard, our fence has been through a lot. And it's kind of old. It's been needing replaced even before it started going through a lot. And so because of that, the dog can slip out between either some of the slats or the gates are down so he can get out of them, and he is a runner. So we have to take him out in our backyard on a leash, or there's a good chance we're not going to see him again. So we have to go out with him. Which is fine, we just have to listen. There we go, that's what I was saying. Here we go, if we can just get the Ladybuzz, that'll be great. Ladybuzz are great when it comes to us training Fairy. Especially if we can get Double Slap to just completely take out the Ladybug. Oh, is this gonna be a one attack? Okay, we're gonna have to do it again, but that's fine. Double Slap is great when it's not being used against you. Alright, and like always, we're just gonna use double slap. Because I know that one actually works and gives us decent damage. When it wants to hit. Come on, fairy. Work with me here. There we go. And again. Oh, it does have a speed of function? Yeah, that's true. Let me see if I can't get that speed up function to go though, because that would help during these training moments. Let's see. Window size. I don't want to hit that because then that's going to mess absolutely everything up. I see a frame skip option, which I don't want to do. Nope. Rotate, rotate. Let's look at the hotkey. Ah, I see now. Increase speed is hotkeyed to that, and decrease is hotkeyed to that right now. And fast forward is that. Okay, let's try this. Buster, stop that. Buster has joined us. He's on the floor. Oh, yeah, we're not fighting this. Speed up function. I like. Lear. Okay. Yeah, no, the speed up function is really gonna help us with that, with our leveling. One level down, 9 more to go. Get back in my little... I like to be on the edge on the last one here because that makes it easy just to get out of the tall grass. Okay, we're gonna try to fight. Smoke screen. Okay, that's fine. And then that attack missed. Fairy's poison. We're gonna try one more time. we go. And now back to the, yeah, I know. I know, Clefairy is poisoned. No, thank you for letting me know about that speed up function. That really moves these battles along faster. We're playing the safe route. Ooh, nope. Oh yeah, I do not doubt you on that front, especially with the amount of things I've missed and I haven't even been speeding up. I'm mostly just gonna use it in areas where I know what to expect out of the Pokemon. Ooh, level 15. So I think I know basics what kind of Pokemon we should be expecting and when I need to switch out, like now. Because speed up, we're definitely not using that against like Team Galactic or any like player battles or anything. So I can take one more fight, but come on, we're supposed to be leveling up Fairy. There you go. The slaps back and forth. Okay. Fairy was poisoned, so we just need to keep an eye on that, and after this fight we need to go to the Pokemon Center. There we go, level 16! Ooh, follow me, what move is this? Alphas take aim only at the user. Okay, yeah, no, we don't really need that. To the Pokemon Center! We're playing it fast but safe. Alright, back to training. As I say, if the Pokemon want to show up. And then the Pokemon that show up are ones for Sora. And Sora's asleep. At least Sora doesn't take as much damage as Fairy does when hit with Absorb from that Pokemon. But, oh, seriously? Okay, well, Sora grew to level 25. We'll try and get Fairy up to 25 too, I guess. Apparently, it's a training montage for Sora, not Fairy. I mean, at least Fairy's earning some XP. Let's see if Fairy can take on the Primate. Nope. Nope. Well, Fairy grew to 17 at least. Alright, back to the Pokemon Center. I don't know why I didn't think about fast forwarding through the Pokemon Center stuff. Seriously. Sora's gonna be like super overpowered and overleveled for absolutely everything at this rate. Okay, let's see if Fairy can take on the Onix. Oh, dang it. Of course, as soon as Onix stops using Harden is when I try to use Encore. That could have gone better, but it also could have gone very worse. Very worse. That sounds right. I've been staring at words too long today, so nothing makes sense to me anymore in terms of grammar. And now, if we could start getting the Pokemon for Fairy again, that would be great. Wait, what? Hello? Hello, Hazel. Okay. Come on, Fairy. You keep missing. This is gonna go round and round forever. There we go. I need to go back to the Pokemon Center because I need more moves. That's the only thing about Double Slap only having 10. I wish it had more, but I also understand. I can't believe it ran into a river or a pond. Lake Spirit, though. Wow, how many bodies of water am I going to name before I get to lake? Okay, let's see if Fairy can take on this Politoid. Or Politoid. Toad. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking, y'all. No, I don't want to waste a potion. I am playing this safe. So we're gonna be seeing the Pokemon Center a lot. There we go. Alright. Am I going to have enough double slap to get through this fight? I am! Let's see. Minimize. What does minimize do? Evasion stat boosted. So if we want minimize, we'd have to get rid of defense curl, but I feel like boosting the defense is more efficient than boosting evasion when it's needed. So I feel like we should keep defense curl and not minimize. I feel like that's the move we need to make. Keep defense curl, just don't even bother with minimize. Yeah, let's do that. Because to be fair, I'd also look at minimize and be like, what the heck? What is this? And then just not use it. Defense curl I can look at and I can be like, ooh, the defense. Yes, we need that. That's just me and my little simple mind. And we get the Leak Spirit again. Oh, come on. Barry! Oh, that's what that berry does. There we go. I think we're okay to try and fight one more. Let me go ahead and check. Yeah, okay, I'll be okay to fight one more with Barry. But this isn't somebody we fight with Barry. Come on, fairy. Rock Smash is super effective. Why wasn't I using Rock Smash before then? Well, the more you know. It's a learning process. And Nurse Joy, give me my moves. And back to training. Level 25 more levels to go, guys. Will these Tango growths stop showing up? I'm trying to remember when we get XP share, because it would be nice to have XP share on Hello, because Hello's going to be underleveled. I'm gonna try and use Encore. That was a bad idea. Never mind, we're fine. I think Encore is fine as long as we're the Pokemon that gets to go first. I think that's what I need to kind of keep in mind for that move. Because too many times, I mean, we're almost always the Pokemon that goes second when we're using Fairy, and every single time I've gotten screwed over because I'm like, oh, you're using Imprison now, perfect, I will make you just continue to use that and not rest, and then they use rest, and that's what we end up getting on repeat. Level 21, 4 more levels! In the building for Bike Path. Okay. Well, we'll go get that in a second then. We'll go check it in a second. Like at the beginning, or... Yeah, no, it would, because that's the only building for the Bike Path. Let's go check. Well, even if that's not where the XP share is, there's a good chance I'm gonna get something from talking to these people. Russell Rowan's assistant, Lucas's father. 149 Pokemon. Oh, it is the XP share. Look at that. You remembered correctly. So we are going to give that XP share to Hello. Here we go. Perfect. Let's go to the Pokemon Center real quick while we're over here anyway. Alright, 4 more levels for Fairy, and then we're ready for the bike path. We're seeing a lot of lake spirits today. There we go. And if we would use Encore, that means we should be able to get double slap to fully... There we go. That's what I was hoping for. And while we do this round of healing, I am going to look up Hearthome City gym level real quick, just to make sure that we're on track and I don't get too overleveled. Because as much as I'd love to be overleveled for it, I feel like that takes some of the challenge out. Um, 27, 29, 30. If we get to level 30 to 32, I think we'll be on track. I think we'll be fine. Because most of them are like around level 30, and then the highest Pokemon level for the gym leader is 36. So, yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, we're not gonna be too overpowered. That's all I was worried about. We're playing it safe, we're going straight to Sora. Fairy's level 22, 3 more moves. Or 3 more levels. Wake up slap. Damage inflicts high damage on a sleeping foe. No. That would have been helpful if we learned the move that put the foes to sleep, but we didn't. We chose not to. We chose to skip over that. And what do you know? Another lake spirit. Oh, Fairy's poisoned. That's fine. We gotta go to the Pokemon Center after this one anyway. Yes, yes, I'm aware we've got a poisoned Pokemon. It's fine. Seriously, this dude again? This dude needs to stop showing up. You're not the one I want to fight. Yeah, Sora will be fine. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. I'm learning and remembering about the move sets that I have. And back to the Pokemon Center. Fight double stop. There we go. This way, we're also not going to lose to anybody on Cyclist Road. And back to the Pokemon Center. So close. Definitely not letting Fairy fight the Magmar either. Fairy's good at if we can draw out the fight and be fine, whereas if we know that we just need to beat this guy and be done with them, then Sora's the way to go. Alright, 2 more for Fairy. And on to Cyclist Road we go. And we're moving on to Sora. And Sora's level 26. You're not the one I need to grow. You know, I actually think that we're close enough to where after this fight, we can probably just go straight to Cyclist Road after we level up. Or rest our Pokemon. Because Fairy's close enough to where if I keep him out at first, at least, then he should level up pretty easily. Alright, Cyclist Road we go. The only one. Hippodon. I don't trust being able to fight it. We're gonna go with Sora and try to one-shot our way out of this. I don't like this fight. I did not like that fight. We're going back to the Pokemon Center. I did not like that fight at all. The fact that they were able to do that much damage to Sora, too. We're gonna try and do all the fights. Micro should be fine. And back to the Pokemon Center. It's just like the training montage all over again. Regirock? How does this dude have a Regirock? That does nothing. Sora, your turn. Oh! I don't like this. Oh. Ooh, this is not good. You're gonna have to try this, Fairy. I think this might be where our run ends. I don't have enough potion. I've run out of potions. And I don't think anybody can survive another rock throw from this Regirock. Because there's really nothing I can do to avoid or try to get him to stop. This might be the end of the Nuzlocke. Honestly. Oh, he missed. That didn't do anything. This might be where it ends. I just don't want to. Yep. What? Hold up. The run lives from Fairy's 6 HP. But in the process, we've lost Hello and— No! The run is dead. The run is dead. No stupid cyclist road where it goes even when you're not pressing anything. Oh, and she's got 2 Pokemon. And we have 6 HP. And you send out Gallade. The run is dead. And that's the run. The run is dead. I am so sad. I don't... Oh man. We're gonna go to this screen for a little while. The run is dead. I can't believe it. We almost got away with it. With just Fairy on 6 HP. And then the stupid cyclist road went and kept us moving forward without me realizing it. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Yeah, that's true. For first run, I mean, we did get pretty lucky there a couple of times. And I mean, having taken a break for 2-ish months and coming back, I mean, we were doing pretty good there for a little while. We were doing pretty good, so I feel good about future runs. I'll probably work on getting it set up again, re-randomize the Nuzlocke. or re-randomize the ROM, and get us ready for um to try it again. I don't think I want to start that commitment tonight, though. I need time to mourn our team before committing myself to another. One thing I do want to see. Oh man, it got taken up. I'm trying to think of what game because I don't quite want to end stream yet. And I was trying to think of what game to play, and I've got this one that I want to play on stream, but for some reason it's saying it's not in my account. Did it get taken off of Game Pass? Hang on. I want to play the Zero Escape or the Nonary games, which is a really fun, like, puzzle, um, visual novel-esque game. It might have gotten taken off Game Pass. I'm going to be very disappointed if it did. What is it, Buster? I don't know if you can hear Buster. He's whining. My puppy's whining. What is it? Come here. Hello. Are you just being pitiful? Are you just being pitiful because you're not getting a lot of attention? You're not getting a lot of pets. You know, if you actually sat still in one place, I could create a Buster cam, but you don't. Alright, there you go. Let me see. It did get taken off of Game Pass. Oh, and I was so looking forward to streaming it because I only have it on my DS and I don't know how to get that through my thing yet. Dang. Okay. Well, let me think. What to play, what to play. You know, I need to do my dailies and explore some, maybe? Zero Escape is a DS game. You know, I could use Decime. Hang on, I have to find the... let's go to this one. Let's see. Because I just don't feel like putting myself through the commitment of more Pokemon yet. Here we go. Yeah, you're completely right. It's a DS game. I can still use Decime. Let me take the death counter off. We're gonna move you guys back over here. Okay, we're gonna wait for it to download. So the game, it's part of a trilogy of games. I've only played the first one all the way through. I'm still partway through the second one, so we might end up playing the second one together. And I own them, so I'm okay with going over and using Decime. But it's called 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. Everything centers around the number 9. And essentially, it's like a series of escape rooms. And we have to work together, and if we try to escape, or we don't get out of the room or something, or we don't figure something out, we've got 9 hours to do so, And if we don't, the watch on the hands of these people are rigged with. I think these ones are rigged with a bomb. Um, so yeah, I'm not very good at explaining it because I don't really want to give a lot of stuff away. But there's multiple endings, um, multiple different paths and stuff you can take depending on, hey, I'll go to this room with these people and then I'll go to this room with these people instead. Because sometimes you have multiple doors to choose from. Because that's it. That's why the numbers are important. The main gimmick is each watch has a number on it, and each door will also have a number. And in order to go through the door, the only people who can go through the door is if the numbers on their watch add together, and equal the number on the door. Otherwise, that's when you lose the game and you die. I don't know. It's popular, but for like a niche group, I honestly didn't hear about it until I used to work at a kind of, it was a corporate owned, but it was kind of like a used primarily bookstore, but we also worked with like video games and board games and musical instruments. We were kind of like an all-around used store, but we focused primarily on books. And I had come across this one, and it was kind of expensive for a loose DS game, and I was really confused when I looked into it. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think you guys are gonna like it because we're gonna work together on it. Because I've played it, but I'm so kind of bad at this stuff. So, um, we're gonna change the stream stuff because that's something I'm required to do. I can spell. We're not doing the Nuzlocke challenge right now. There we go. It's taking its sweet old time to download, but that's fine. I need to figure out where I put my those are my Persona 4 mods folder. No, I think we're gonna have fun with this one though. Just to figure out where I put. I swear, I thought this was way more. I thought I had my folders way more organized than this. That was a lie to myself. Yeah, you guys gotta see white screens now as I'm. Okay. There we go. It is downloaded. Let me see if I can't open it. Ah, that's where you were. I found the folder I was looking for. Here we go. Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm gonna have to use my mouse for this though. So it's gonna be interesting to see how I can get this done. I'm just gonna be quiet for this. "9 hours, the time given to make our escape. And our goal is to find the door with the number 9 on it." Like I said, there's multiple endings. Now that I'm thinking about it, when we get to the true ending, it's going to be a little difficult just because of the way the screens work, but we'll deal with that when we cross it because we're not going to get to that for a while. So we have 6 different endings we can get to. It's going to be fun. Yes, the game is fiction. Our general disclaimer. Well, I love this game so much. I hate some of the puzzles, I'm not gonna lie. They are an absolute pain sometimes, but I think I might need to switch these 2 around. Hang on. I'm gonna switch. Oh, not you. Should I say me? Can't remember if it's just for this right now or... I want you guys to be able to see it as much as you can. Okay. And if I have to keep switching around, I will keep switching around, or I will, like, copy the scene so it's one way or the other. We'll see. So a loud voice startled Junpei awake. His eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to light, he realized he didn't recognize his surroundings. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this, so... With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold gray floor. Okay, so I think this is mostly just me reading kind of what's going on. So bear with me while I figure out the best way. That's the only thing about it being 2 screens, is it's... what's the best way for this to be easily seen by you guys? Here we go. This should hopefully do it. Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and he finally understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed. A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. Honestly, I would have woken up just to knock myself back out if I had taken that fall. Forget about me hurting. I wouldn't even know. I'd be out again. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling. He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake, he wondered? It didn't seem likely. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. He tried to tell himself it was important. Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. So we're in this nice, small little cabin. And he muttered to himself, "Where am I?" His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion of his circumstances, Junpei looked around the room once again. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. He felt his stomach tighten. There were 1,000 things the sound could have been, but none of those things he could think of were good. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5. What's this 5 mean? Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and the pull the same result. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. It wouldn't open. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. It didn't take a genius to figure out that the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Junpei knocked hard on the door. And he starts yelling. Is anyone there? The typical, hey, open the door. Because that's obviously gonna give us results. No response. He threw his left fist into the door and stopped. Ah, that's right. Now he notices the bracelet of sort he'd never seen before on his left wrist. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but it clearly wasn't that. After all, it showed only a single number. 5. The same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Which, honestly, that's fair. If you suddenly woke up and there's like a piece of jewelry you don't know, you'd probably want to take it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove the watch, but the other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There was a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps. He pushed on them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. Junpei was at a loss. What was he going to do? Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However... Yep, no good. A steel ring ran from the surface around Junpei's wrist and back to the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. Where am I? And why am I here? Oh, we've got the flashbacks. And then it was at that moment he noticed the window. The window was round, rimmed, and riveted black brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship. Am I in a ship? Junpei walked slowly towards the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness. Junpei squinted, trying to see something, anything. It was at that moment. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, that's where the time limit for this room comes in. I forgot about that. A crack split in the glass at the window, and for a moment, Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room. Alright, running for the door. It's not gonna work, and now we're gonna get into our first escape room. There's someone there, Junpei. Stop yelling so that we can get to the room. Because the water levels are rising. Ankle deep on the floor and rising quickly towards the knees. We need to find a way out and quickly. Here we go. Room 1. The tutorial. So we're stuck in a room where the water is rising. Okay, during escape you can move to different parts of the room by touching the bottom screen. Since many areas require exact selection, we recommend to use the stylus. During an escape, you can touch the background to search anywhere in the room. Areas you can investigate will be highlighted yellow the moment you touch them. Depending on the nature of the location you touch, you might find an item or a hint. Begin searching by touching places on the bottom screen. Okay. Triangle icon on the bottom of the screen. Doing so will change the viewing angle of the room and allow you to move to different locations. Do the same thing by pressing left, right, down on the control pad. If you want to know where you are, touch the X on the camera icon on the bottom screen. This will show you where you are and what direction you're facing. Pressing start will allow you to save. If you want to quit, we recommend pressing start. The purpose of each escape is to get out of the room. How you do that depends on the room. You'll need to search all throughout the room to discover what you'll need to do to get out. Search for hints and items that may help you find a way out. Okay, it's been so long. I used to be able to do this room really quickly because you have to redo it for every run. And it's one of like the few, this room will always stay the same. But I have since forgotten. During escape, investigating certain parts of the room will allow you to obtain items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. Be able to investigate, hold, and combine items that you've already found. If you want to investigate an item found, touch the icon for the item in the item screen. Then touch search in the right bottom. Okay. I'll have to figure these out as we go. Okay, so we have this piece of paper, which you can see, hopefully you guys can see that okay above my head. Red to blue triangles. Okay. I don't know what to do that with yet. Touching back will return you to the room. Investigation screen. Okay, that can give me the item that we're holding. Right, I'm gonna want to hold some items sometimes. Okay. Is there anything else with the bulletin board? Nothing on it. Okay, what about this picture frame? Oh! It's a picture of a ship. Oh, combine. I think I need some kind of tool to take the back off of it, I think. Sink. Doesn't seem like there's anything hidden on the sink. Okay. It's the only drain in this room. Well, that's not gonna help. The middle bunk. There's a towel next to the sink. Okay. Let's look at the water. Water just keeps pouring through the window. It's like a waterfall. I don't think shoving something into the window is going to stop the water. In other words, if I don't want to die, I need to find a way out of this room. I have to figure this out. Okay. Let's see. There's some... All I can see from down here is the underside of the top bunk. It's pretty high up there. There's got to be something on one of the bunks, I think. Oh, under the pillow. It's... another card, this time with triangles and circles, but still blue and red. I really don't remember how to solve this room. Nothing else under the pillow. Okay, anything. Can't bring myself to call this a bed. It feels like a board with a sheet on it. It's pretty flat. Okay, so there's nothing else there. I think there's something to do with the mirror. Oh yeah, it is a mirror. Oh, it's a key. It's a red key. Oh. Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. What's up with my face? This confusion was well justified. His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead. What the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bubbled to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. Man, I wish I could find a one-bedroom apartment that only ran you $630 a month. That's not bad. That's not bad rent. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life as if waking from a deep slumber. Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however. There was a breeze. Breaths of cold night air wafted through his apartment, carrying the smells of autumn with them. The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the wind. That's weird. Did I leave that open? Junpei walked towards the window, trying to remember if he closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Junpei shrugged. He must have left it open earlier. He closed the window. Then it happened. Junpei turned and found himself face to face with the mask of a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and his bulky gas mask, his face entirely hidden. Junpei tried to scream, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. He tried to step towards the man, but his legs could no longer support his weight. Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object shaped distressingly like a grenade sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision. Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen. A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh, distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on. You are going to participate in a game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line. That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him, the masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist. That's right, that guy with the gas mask. He must have taken me here. As to who the man was or who he might have been, Junpei had no idea. Indeed, he wasn't even sure that his assailant had been a man. The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak. Who was the man in the mask? What might it mean that was beyond him? Junpei had no idea where he was or why he was there. There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important. You're going to participate in a game. I love how we're reminiscing on, like, hey, you're gonna play a game, and oh my gosh, I've been kidnapped, and that's why I look so sickly and pale, and not the impending, if you don't make your way out of this room in, like, 2 minutes, you're probably going to drown. Because, again, there's still a bunch of water starting to fill the room from a window that was already ankle height and nearing knee height. from like 15 seconds of the window being broken. Like, look, I'm short, so Junpei is obviously going to be taller than me. So, like, at that point, it'd probably be almost to my knees. So, like he's kind of on a time limit here. Why is he focusing on this and just staring at himself? Stop fighting the mirror, dude. Yeah, here we go. Okay. This is a pretty poor excuse for a bed. There's barely any space between the bed and the ceiling. I don't think I'd even have enough space to turn over. That's funny, because didn't he just fall off the top bunk? I bet many of this was for poor passengers, maybe, or maybe the ship's crew. I've gotta die someday, but I sure as hell don't want it to be here. If I pull off these sheets and shove them into the window, maybe that'll stop the water. Alright, window, let's see how you like this. That's not gonna happen. There's way too much water coming through there. No way these sheets are gonna be enough to plug up that window. Guess there's only one way I'm gonna live through this, and that's by getting the hell out of this room. After all, there's not really anything else I can do. Blue briefcase on top of the bed. Water, it's all the way up to the bottom of the bed. Okay. And here's that pillow. Okay. Oh, closet. Bread briefcase. We'll lock on the briefcase, it won't budge. Okay, so we got the red key in here. That's not doing anything. To put in the right numbers and then turn the key. I do that, this thing should pop right open. Okay, so this is considered a minigame, but I don't know. I think there's something to do with the stove that should help me get the code. Because this, I think this has to do with the color-coded, like, squares and triangles that we found on those scraps of paper earlier. But I think the decoder for them is in... Okay, yeah, stop talking, Junpei. I think, if I remember just enough, I think the decoder's somewhere in like this kettle stove situation. Okay, so the stove door opens. Looks red. Okay, I want to see. Oh, screwdriver. We can combine the screwdriver and the picture frame, and we get the picture out. Aha. Okay, so this is the decoder. Okay, that's not gonna get any better. Okay, so we have filled in square. This triangle, I am writing this down. This triangle that's filled in and square. We will have blue and red, so I remember. And then this triangle filled in. This triangle like that. That triangle like that. Okay. So that means, based off of this, if we're looking at the first sheet of paper, we had a filled in square, which would be 0, because that's this right here. Filled in square, it goes to 0, not 10. Then we have this triangle, so 2. Then we had this triangle right here, which is 8. And we had a not filled in square, which is 5. And then we have this triangle right here, which is 7. A regular right triangle, which is 4. Opposite filled in triangle, 6. And then this triangle right here, which is 3. Okay. Oh, now it's telling me how to combine items. I've already combined the items. I remember how to do that. Okay, teapot. Oh, that's where the blue key is. I thought it was under another pillow. Okay. Let's go back to the red briefcase. We already have the key in there. So that has to do with the red ones. So it would be the triangle, 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 square. Because we want to go with these memos. So it would start with this one because it goes left to right with the arrow. So it's showing us which way the number code is. So that would be... I remember the operation instructions. That'd be 7, 4, 8, 5. Oh, it worked. Okay, I thought it didn't work for a second and I did the puzzle completely wrong. Okay, stack of red keys. This is the only room I'm gonna be able to do half decent. Okay. Oh, right. I need... Yeah, this one's just like the red briefcase, so I need the small blue key. And then the code, this one is the square, triangle, triangle, triangle that we figured out. I've got it written down. I need to find like a nice little whiteboard thing to put on my stream that I can use as my like scratch paper so you guys can see my thought process, because I'm a very visual person. I can't explain it that well. But anyway, so that was stupid. That was 0 to begin with. 0, 2, 6, 3. Right? So, oh, that was it. Okay. It's working. And it's just like a file. If you find any documents or notes during an escape, the information will be available from the file screen. To open the file screen, touch File in the top right bottom of the screen. Once at the file screen, select files by touching them, or by pressing something on the control pad. Okay. Digital route. Compute a digital route with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in a question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number of the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Okay, because 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay. Therefore, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. The digital root would be 1. Okay. Looks like there's something on the back of the thing. A notebook, a pen, and a calculator, and a set of key cards, huh? Okay, can I combine the key cards together? No, I cannot. Okay. I thought I remembered something and I did not. Calculator screen can be used during an escape or during a novel sequence. Okay. Numbers on the bottom are your answer. Okay. Okay, now I need to look at the door. Cards with numbers on them. Pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Okay. Sliding the card in. Nope, didn't work. Okay. Okay, so now let's try the red key cards. The blue ones didn't work. The red ones aren't working either. We got one other hint. Of course, the files. Digital roots. There's a 5 on the door. Do I have to get digital... Wouldn't I have to get digital root of 5? But isn't the digital root of 5 5 because there's nothing to add to it? It's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Oh, that's what he means. Okay. So we need to find... Okay, so it's gonna give us the cards, and we need to find ones that create a digital root of 5. 2 plus 8 is 10. Then I'd need a 4 to do that, so that wouldn't work. 3 plus 7, 10, which would be 1. Again, I'd need a 4. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus... No, that'd be 6, right? Yeah. 8 plus 7 is 6. Okay, yeah, no. 6 and 7 and 3. 6, 7, and 1? There we go. I don't know how I did that. We're not gonna question it. I don't know how I did that. Thank goodness it automatically computed it for me, otherwise we'd be here for another hour. Oh, light was red, now it's blue. So we've unlocked the door. Time to go. Next to the weird device. Oh, I have to back up. And then hit the door. It's open! We got out! I'm pretty sure it was only through my weird mix of memories about that room. The other rooms are going to be so much fun. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looked around. He was in a narrow hallway. The water that had just followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out the door. It flew quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of this short staircase... a door. Another door. Junpei leapt up the stairs and straight for the door. The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw? All he could do was stare. Oh, look at that majestic staircase! A polished floor stretched out before him, an ornate staircase rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. The stairs and the pillars were solid wood, and Art Nouveau's embellishments... Wow, I cannot talk. And decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s. Junpei couldn't help but wonder, was he really in a ship? The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that, yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved towards the stairs. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a boat. Wait, what? A wave? Yeah, time to move, Junpei. He spun around, wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and he ran towards the tremendous staircase in front of him. You know, I feel like if he had closed the door behind him, that might have helped. Oh, now we went from C deck to B deck. Oh, we're climbing. He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead, Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye. He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he had seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more. All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They had stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of his stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei and time began to move again. I guess there's another one of us now. The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little and her prodigious jewelry little more. Hey you, come on. Hurry. No further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the doors behind him. So we're running towards some random doors. Okay, so we have somebody with silver hair who we're gonna name Silver. An older man. Who are we gonna call him? What are we gonna call him? We're calling him Lion. Junpei is just like looking at all these people and judging them for their looks and deciding, you know what? We're just gonna nickname them instead of asking them their name. Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open. Next was a girl with pink hair and a high voice. Come on. Aren't you coming? You've gotta hurry. She's one of my favorites, by the way. I did not like her at first. At all. But she grew on me. Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene. And he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined. Junpei couldn't help but feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like Junpei would always imagine a prince would be like. I know, son. All the cards are in hand. What does all the cards are in hand mean? He wondered. Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him and they were gone. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and was as though he was as a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one said nothing and scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something. Hey, what are you doing just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check out the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go. Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained the balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running towards. There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right had a 4, and the door on the left had a 5. They're the same. The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself. The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that. You too, hey? With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver. My soul was the same. A number upon the door. When I opened it, I ran down the hallway outside and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspect did the rest of you. It was as though the floodgates had all been opened. They now all began to talk at once. They all did, yeah, a door with a number on it. It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room locked with a door and solved a puzzle to escape. They all ended up in the same room, almost as though they'd been guided there. Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry. You think I don't know that, lady? Before the answer had time to finish, Silver was already running. He grabbed a hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However, nope, not opening. Oh, Mountain's gonna try now. Mountain grabbed Silver's shoulders and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and then threw himself at the door. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The Mountain threw himself at the door again. Junpei turned towards door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box. It looked just like the one that he had seen in his room next to the door. If it was the same, then the door was likely locked as well. Still, he had to check. Junpei grabbed the handle and threw all of his weight into it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he had suspected. Junpei punched the door. It did not respond. Were these the only doors, he wondered? He'd barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well. Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner than he had stepped his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell. Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. You go to try and catch somebody and then you just both fall instead. Yep, they both fell down together. I know, so smooth. Oh, I can't remember. I wonder if he tries to play it off like he planned it and he's trying to pull the moves. We totally know one another. Moment time seemed to stretch on for a very long time and they stared at each other. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at the walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick muffling blanket. At last the girl opened her mouth. Is that you, Jumpy? Jumpy. Jumpy. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned. It's Akane. Apparently, that was his nickname as a child. The girl was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to the same elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he'd thought long forgotten began to work his way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, a speaker crackled to life and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel. With the voice's invasion, the spell between Junpei and Akane was broken, and all hints of burgeoning romance instantly forgotten. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. Hang on. I thought the 7 were still in that room on A deck. Were they just watching this entire thing play out and decided not to say anything? Just trying to figure out, are they going to move or are they going to start making out? They all just kind of... I didn't think that they were outside of the room on A deck. That's a hilarious scene, just to see them, like, just peeking over the railings, like, so, when do you think they're gonna realize that the 7 of us are still here? And we're seeing everything. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. I am Zero, the captain of this ship. I am also the person who invited you here. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static, but Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it? It was the same voice he had heard from the man in the gas mask. What is this? Come on. Come on out here. I want to get a look at you. That's probably Silver's equivalent to, hey, I just want to talk. Come on. We're just going to talk. Come out here. What do you mean to do to us? I mean to have you participate in a game. Some of you, I know, are familiar with this game. The Nonary game. It is a game where you put your life on the line. Nonary game? What the hell's that? The voice continued, implacable. The rules of the nonary game can be found upon your persons. They are simple rules. Read them. Nonary game? Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out. I love how this implies that none of them, upon waking on the ship, decide to check their pockets or anything. If I was remembered that the last thing I remembered was that I was kidnapped, and now I'm suddenly on this ship, and I'm trying to escape, the first thing I would do is check my pockets just to see if, hey, did the kidnapper have a lapse in judgment and just, maybe he forgot to take my phone. That would be a nice coincidence. Or maybe, maybe you've got like a piece of candy that you forgot in there or something, you got a little bit of food. I'd make sure to check my pockets at some point. Or at least I think, but you never know how you'd think in these scenarios. So I guess I can overlook it for like a couple people, but there's gotta be at least one person here that would have checked their pockets. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Yeah, come on. Out of all 9 of them, you'd think one of them would have checked their pockets. You felt the telltale crumple of paper slightly damp from his earlier ordeal. Hey, I got one too. Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man? His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did what he'd been asked. On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets, and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. Bracelet, Junpei figured, had to mean this bulky thing on his wrist. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to pretty much the same conclusion. The purpose of the game is simple. Leave the ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Junpei had reached the end of the letter. There was a long moment of silence, and the speaker crackled to life once more. There is one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, the ship has begun to sink. On April 14th, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. I will give you more time. 9 hours. That is the time you will be given to make your escape. The voice finished, and the speaker went silent. The sound of a bell tolling echoed through the hall. It came from the dance hall adjacent to the stairwell. It took those assembled on the staircase mere moments to trace the sound to an antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came. That meant the time was 9 o'clock. Most likely 9 o'clock in the evening. When Junpei had peered out the window of his cell, he'd seen nothing but blackness. It had to be nighttime. If that was the case, then they would need to escape by 6 a.m. the following day. Now, it is time. Let our game begin. I wish you all the best of luck. The speaker went silent and did not speak again. Silver yelled at the speaker with language coarse enough to embarrass the sailor, but the rest of Junpei's companions were silent, deep in thought. Junpei, too, was consumed by his thoughts. There was a great deal he didn't understand. Who was Zero? What was the nonary game? Why had he been chosen to make them part of it? Was he a criminal who took delight in playing with his victims? Or did he have some other purpose? Why had Junpei been chosen as part of this insane game? Why had any of them been chosen? One question was foremost on his mind. Akane. They hadn't seen one another since elementary school. Why had she appeared now? Coincidence? No, that seemed impossible. There had to be a reason. He didn't know what it might be, but there had to be a reason. Very well. The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence. Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think? Get moving? Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait. Don't tell me you're actually going to do this. What the 0 says. No, that's not what I mean. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed. I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet. What? And time passes. The separate investigations finished, all 9 people returned to where they left one another. The result of all their work was nothing. They were completely sealed in. Their hard work had not gone completely to waste, however. They had learned a number of things as they scoured parts of the ship they could reach. It seemed that they were confined to decks A through C. C deck was as far down as they would be able to go, however. The reason being that D deck was completely submerged. Strangely, however, the water had risen no higher than D deck. The flow seemed to have been stopped somehow, as evidenced by the surface of the water on D deck, which was as smooth as glass. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it. Perhaps the 0 fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for another 9 hours. Then you're saying we won't sink till then? Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking. There were 3 middle doors on C deck. A single door stood off to the side with 2 more on the wall facing the central staircase. None of them had numbers or verification devices. They were, however, locked like the other doors. No matter how much they pushed and shoved, the doors refused to move. The mountain and the lion threw themselves against them a few times, but to no avail. The door in the back had a keyhole. Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot. There were 2 other doors on C deck as well, but it was clear they were elevators, as each had a button next to it with an upside-down triangle. They had tried pushing the button. No response. Apparently, there was no power running to the elevators. To the left of the elevator doors was a card reader. The card reader also had a strange mark on it. It looked like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H. Junpei stared at it for a while. This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol. Then the mark on the other door? I think that was the sun symbol. They had seen the same symbols on A deck. There's the door on either side of the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it. This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian. Junpei looked up at the ceiling. There was a great circle cut into it, perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid, and anything short of an explosive charge was unlikely to damage it. There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. Whew. They too were covered with metal plates. In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere. Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up. Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them. Then the mountain spoke. You don't know that. For all we know, they could just open into walls or take us in circles. The prince did not agree. No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least. You mean the numbered doors? All eyes turned towards doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that. The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them. We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what 0 wants us to do. Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once. I agree. I don't. That's a terrible idea. We should keep going. We should stay here. We don't have any other way to open any of these doors. We should just wait. Someone's bound to come find us. We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, the ship is going to sink. The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. The arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another. Junpei had remained silent, but at last he could take no more. Hey! Shut up! They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch. Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do. What's that? We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious, too. They were silent. Some of them looked the other way or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane. I agree. I think Jumpy is right. Jumpy? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about him. I'd just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei. She pointed towards Junpei. We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school. Wait, stop. Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in? Would that be bad? Hell yeah, it would. We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had him to get us to do stuff, you know? But we still need to know what our names are. It's gonna be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names. Alright then, why don't we have code names? To him, apparently it seemed like the obvious solution. Code names? Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7. 7? Why are you 7? It seemed like a fair question. The mouse struck out his left arm. Because this bracelet number says 7. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smirked. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, san means 3, so I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think? Then your bracelet number? Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa. Just like the mountain had done, Silver had thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3. Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate. I'll be Lotus then, as I'm sure you all know it has 8 petals, which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8. I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes, clearly, which is particularly relevant given that I am blind. Blind? Really? He'd kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem too surprised in the least. The girl with the pink hair. I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right? Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet. Alright, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be... Well, I have one. It's not like there's any point to it now. The dancer cut him off mid-sentence. I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei. Oh. They all nodded. Akane stumbled forward nervously. Then you should all call me by my name too, because, I mean, it doesn't seem fair to Jumpy. You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his. Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something. What's your bracelet number? It's 6. She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought. Alright then, why don't we call you June? June? Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June. Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly. Are you good with that? She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod. Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head. 1 was Ace. 2 was Snake. 3 was Santa. 4 was Clover. 5 was Junpei's number. Akane was 6, and Junpei had given her the codename June. 7 was 7, and 8 was Lotus. That meant that 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet numbers, but there was still one person left. He was the man with the glasses and hair like a bird's nest. He hadn't said anything since they'd met on the stairs, and he didn't look like the sort of person who was inclined to conversation. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he only had a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him, slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously. "What number are you?" He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants. "Hey, I'm talking to you." The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper. "Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left. So you're 9. Yeah." He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously. "What's your code name?" "Code name? What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too." "I don't need one." "Why not?" "Because I'm not going to stay here. With you." He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very much like disgust. "You've got some sort of plan?" "I do." "Yeah? What's that?" "You sure you want to know?" "Yeah?" "Alright, let me show you. I'm gonna do this." By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Santa leaped forward towards Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when... "Stay back." Suddenly, the man's hand dove into his pocket. It came back out with a knife. A pocket knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. "If you get any closer, I'll cut her open." Santa skidded to a halt and he snarled at the scrawny man with the knife and gritted his teeth. "Yes, that's right." The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. "Clover, are you all right?" The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned. "Yeah, I'm fine." Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing. "What the hell are you trying to do?" "I told you. This is my plan." "What are you going to do to her?" "Don't worry. I'm not going to do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go." He started to move backwards slowly, keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke. "Verify." "The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall?" "Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part." "What if I don't?" The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke. "Are you an idiot? What do you think?" "I could slit your throat right now." "I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet." "Just do it. Do it now." He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard. Slowly, she stretched her left hand out towards the device. Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold, electronic noise, and the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. So that's how it worked, Junpei thought to himself. By placing one's palm on what the 9th man had called the scanner panel, the user's bracelet number would be entered into the device. Should you total the numbers on the numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to that of the door will open. Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5. The 9th man seemed to know little more about the device's operation than he should. How had he known exactly what to do? Good. Good, you're done. Next. His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the lion, Ace. You right? You're the one with number 1 bracelet, right? Yes, I am. So? Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it. Don't you care about what happens to her? Okay, just calm down. Ace held up his hands, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin towards the device. Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it. Now, verify. Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again and a second asterisk appeared. Now the device had Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. The same number as the one written on the door, but it wouldn't open just yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through the numbered door. The door needed at least one more person. Who would that be? Get back. His voice shook, but the knife held to the clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back. No, further. More than that. Go all the way back. Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The knife man's lips curled up into a cruel, twisted smile. That was when Junpei understood his plan. Clover's 4 and Ace's 1 added to the ninth man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. In other words, now I can get out of this nightmare. He pressed his own hands against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy, metallic groan. He let go of Clover. Wait. Junpei leapt towards the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough. The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door. Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye. He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. And then he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal. Clover, are you alright? Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor. Yeah, I'm fine. She climbed unsteadily to her feet and once there leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support. Junpei ran over to the door. The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed the hold of the handles and pulled. They grunted and strained, but it won't budge. That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet. Do you hear something? Like what? Like some sort of beeping. Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same. You're right. I can hear it too. What is it? Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man. Why isn't it stopping? You lied. Lied? This wasn't supposed to happen. This is wrong. This is wrong. His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another. What's happening in there? Open the door, please. I'm begging you. Help me. Please get me out of here. Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Why didn't it register him? He looked at the display where the asterisk had shown up. It said engaged. There's no time left. Listen, I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room. In that silence, the electronic tone that echoed across the room sounded loud as a gunshot. All eyes turned towards it. It had come from the device mounted next to the door. The display had changed from engaged to vacant. Let's see if we can open it. 7. The mountain swallowed hard. Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel. The device had registered Junpei's bracelet number 5. He was not enough, however. At least 2 more people were needed. Junpei asked, which pair? Oh, it's gonna make me do math. Okay, so we have 5, right? Okay, let's try the first pair. Let's see, 1 plus 8 is 9. So 5 plus 9 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 7, 9, same thing. And then Santa in June, also same thing. So which pair should we ask, guys? All of them equal 5. I said it was gonna make me do math. I did the math, but all the pairs equal the digital root we need. Because 1 plus 8, 2 plus 7, and 3 plus 6 each individually equal 9. And 9 plus 5 is 14, and 1 plus 4, 5. That sounds really confusing, but it's not. Let's see, so Ace and Lotus, Snake and 7, or Santa and June. Should we go with Santa and June because June's part of that pair? And we want to keep with the childhood friends working together as much as possible? Let's do that one. Let's ask Santa and June. But Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. He verified and she followed suit. 5 plus 3 plus 6 equals 14. And from 14 you get 1 plus 4 and that equals 5. They'd fulfilled the conditions. If they were to pull the lever on the side... Are you guys ready? I'm gonna open it. Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying with it a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth. Lotus and Ace shuddered. 7 grunted. That's pretty bad. Even Santa's voice shook. He blew up. It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. A little gory there. A little gory. A shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her hands and she dropped. Junpei turned to catch her. The door groaned shut. She crumpled to the floor. June, you okay? Junpei jumped to his knees and put an arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat. Where'd this fever come from? June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake. Alright, let's just rest for a minute, okay? Do you think you can walk? She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June up to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair. Here we go. As gently as he could, he set her down on it. How are you feeling? Are you alright? She nodded. Now she did a single huge tear roll down the side of her face. Why did this happen? Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief and choked by sobs. Junpei spun around. Do any of you know what's going on here? Who's Zero? What's this nonnery game? Come on. Anyone? Anything? What are we doing here? No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, 7, and Lotus. They all simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines for mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. As they slowed, the minutes ticked by and eventually they stopped. Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence. It's 10 o'clock then, Ace said what each of them had been thinking. That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement. 7's deep voice echoed across the room. I've had enough of this. Santa leapt to his feet, his fists clenched. How long are we going to stand around here like this? We've only got 8 hours until the time limit Zero was going on about is up. Let's get going already. Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke. No, I refuse. I'm not going to end up like him. Him? You mean the 9th man? Of course. Who else? In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again. We're not going to go over what the corpse looks like, guys. Yep, we're still describing the body. There we go. Now we're over. I think he just screwed up. Eyebrows went up and Santa continued. He probably set up some sort of trap and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive. Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find particularly humorous. What's so funny? Oh, my apologies. You were just so very confident. I couldn't help myself. I think you've mistaken the situation. The ninth man's death. It had nothing to do with a trap, or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did. Then, he broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you really think about it. You still don't? Alright. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people? He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door, right? And after that, you've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say? Santa furrowed his eyebrow and thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said that everyone who verified had to go. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute, right? I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through. That's correct. A gold star for you, Junpei. Snake inclined his head towards Junpei. Ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed. Then Zero's watching us from somewhere, making sure we don't break any rules. Oh, I'm not so sure of that. Why not? Because his execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us. What do you mean? Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity inside. Very well, I see it must be me who tells you. I've waited long enough, I suppose. I'd hope Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely. He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts. Do you know something? Well, I know a great many things, but yes. What is it you know? Here. Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket. With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke. Come on now, what's the point of giving me this? Give me that. Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned into one of confusion. Huh? What's this? Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands. I see. The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood. This is Braille. Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered with small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it. Sorry, guys, I can't read this. Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk. Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card? I found it in my pocket. I can only assume this is a message from Zero. What does it say? Suddenly everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Snake raised his hand. Calm down now. Don't need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it. Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke. Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet. The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a red. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I'm afraid this may be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside you and the people of whom you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed through your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you'll be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse, or timer, for the bomb in your body. There's only one condition that will cause it to detonate. That condition is you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds. If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, then it will send a signal to the bomb in your body instructing it to explode. Oh, I get it. The 81 seconds. Because the digital root of 81, 8 plus 1 is 9. The rudimentary number of the games. I'm smart. I didn't catch that my first playthrough. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you only need to pull the lever at its side and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red in 81 seconds, you will be dead. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. As long as the door is open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from the ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There's no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode. This is all the information which I can impart to you. How do you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck. Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket. The message had been lengthy, but its meaning was clear. Only those who verified their numbers at the red could pass through the numbered doors. Teams could not increase or decrease their numbers. The reds, deads, and bracelets enforced the rules. They were the judge, jury, and executioner. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put their fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs. Some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach. There was a bomb inside his body. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow. His legs were weak. Why had Zero designed such a ludicrous game? Junpei looked over at the others. Alright, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero? They were all silent, and each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke. Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. He was wearing some kind of gas mask. Oh, speaking of which, I need a gas mask right now. Dog! What have you gotten a hold of? Oh my gosh, he just landed a stink bomb in my room. Oh. Talk about timing, but still, Buster. And now you're not even looking at me anymore. Okay. We're gonna get to where we choose which door we go into, and then I'm gonna stop the stream there before we go on to the next one, but we gotta get there first if I can still breathe by then. Come on, guys, give me something, like surprise or something. Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and everyone spoke at once. Yeah, I saw him too. He was wearing a gas mask. The stories were sorted out. The truth became clear. All their stories were the same. They had been abducted from home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had worn a mask. There had been white smoke, and then each person had passed out. When they awoke, they had found themselves on D-deck in a room with a 3-level bunk bed. Ooh, pardon me. Only 7 stories seemed to lack the detail of the others. Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours. That's all he had said. It occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue. He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger. That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. For some reason, they had been abducted from the same room and woken up in the same room. Junpei looked at them thoughtfully. So, what's the deal with the two of you, anyway? It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide. We're siblings. Siblings? Yeah? Snake's my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. Is that really so hard to understand? Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised. She's correct, of course. He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. Are you Surprised? Well, yeah, but why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance. Snake pointed at Junpei and June. Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me? Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you? You went to school together? Yeah. June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible. Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way? Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff. Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell? Ring a bell? They looked at one another, and like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multi-millionaire. A millionaire? Son? Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich. Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Zero's most likely simply the representative of a larger group. A sort of organization. Could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment. If it is, then it's a pretty messed up experiment. I mean, come on, a guy's dead. The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again. I don't know who this Zero guy is, but I know he's for sure gotta be pretty messed up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time. In the end, however, they learned nothing. By the time they finished, 1.5 of their 9 hours were gone. All they had to show for it was impatience. Man, look, we've only got 7.5 hours left, okay? You really sure you want to just sit around? No one was willing to argue this time. Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed. It's sure not going to be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump. Well, it's stupid to just sit around here and doing nothing. Thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works. Correct. And so long as we follow the rules, we should, well, we will most likely be alright. But what? Who's gonna go in which door? June looked towards the numbered doors. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door. Then it would see we have to split up. Wait. Lotus looked terrified. I'm telling you now, there's no way I'm going into door 5. Come on now, don't be selfish. Call me whatever you want, I'm not going in there. If I'm gonna have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here. And we were doing so well. Ace shook his head sadly. Sorry, but I ain't going through in there either. Someone else can go through door 5. Oh, Santa, not you too. Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over them, you got another thing coming. That was the last straw. Come on, man, weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5. Oh my gosh. There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke. Fine, I'll go into door 5. If I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me? There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it. I'll go. What? Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later. How do you know that? Because I do. That's not an answer. If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going to door 5. What am I going to do with you? There's nothing you have to do. A stepped forward. If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, then the digital root will be 5. 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5. Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be? Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei remained. Their bracelet numbers were 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, and 5. What would their digital root be? Oh, it's making me do math. It's actually gonna make me do it. Okay. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5. Let's do 8 plus 3 is 11. 6 plus 5 is also 11. So that would be 22. 2 plus 2 is 4. It works. Ta-da! He repeated what he determined. It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4. Then we can go into door 4. Yeah, huh? Worked out well. Junpei ran over the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people would go into door 5. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. 4 people would go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. Junpei had to ask himself if the teams were what he really wanted. I am going to save there. And that is where we're going to pause. Because while the game is gearing us towards going into game 4, it does give us the choice to go into door 5 if we want to. So we've got a choice next stream. We're going to stop that there. So next stream, whenever I stream this again, we will have a choice. So, we've got this game to continue. We've got our Nuzlocke to begin again once I get over my morning phase. And then we have Songhonkai Star Rail, which is coming out on Tuesday, which hopefully I should stream then for it. So, lots of things to look forward to, and hopefully I should be able to do at least 1, if not 2 streams a week as long as I keep up with my schoolwork. So here's to hoping that that goes well, or at least better than it has been, and I can keep up with this. So let me take a look real quick just to see if there's anybody streaming. Probably not, it's pretty late. Yeah, nope, there's not really one. So, thank you. Wishing you luck in whatever you're doing as well, and I will see you next time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end stream here. Bye!